Welcome to Worms and Warriors, whether this is your first time with me or if you've been around for a while, welcome all the same. We are heading into our Confederate campaign of 1863. It's a tough campaign and we're moving into episode 6. We've done a lot of fighting, there's been a lot of combat. I think we've won all the fights actually so far since the campaign started, which is great, but the military situation is questionable because we don't have the numbers. Just before we get started with the game here, a huge welcome to Captain Corbin, who's joined us as a channel member. Thanks, Corbin. The financial situation is poor. Our manpower is very, very low. And with that being said, I've got an idea for the manpower. So places like Arkansas, which we're on the verge of losing, and Louisiana, which we've all but lost, maybe we can recruit drafts from there. Bring those guys in. I mean, as we can see on the map here, we've lost chunks of Louisiana. I mean, nearly all of it. Pretty much all of it, to be honest. Chunks of Mississippi. Arkansas is about 50-50 split, I would say. Missouri is completely gone. I can't see us being able to launch an offensive into Missouri to recapture any of that, if I'm being perfectly honest. Tennessee, we are clinging on to the east and the southern part, and we did win a nice big victory down here at Pulaski, which was obviously significant for us. We have made some inroads again in western Tennessee, and we've got forces in northern Mississippi, so it's not all doom and gloom, but we could definitely look to bring in, let's just have a quick look. We could definitely look to bring in some of these draft availabilities from places like Arkansas, where we have 10,000 men available. So, I mean, I know it would hit national support and state support, but I think if we raised a couple of brigades, that wouldn't be too bad. Maybe one infantry, one cavalry, one or two artillery. Where else could we raise from? Indian Territory, 1,600 draftees available. Missouri, nobody, because obviously I suppose we have no control there. Louisiana, nobody as well, because we have no control. Okay, so that makes sense, because how would you raise draftees if you haven't got any hold on the state? But Arkansas, 10,000 men available. I feel like that's a viable, tappable force. Same with the Indian Territory. We could bring in a cavalry brigade from there. I think we do hold it, but that could be a way forward. So that's kind of where I'm leaning towards doing in this episode. So we'll bring in a couple of brigades. I'll have a little chat about what happened in the east here. We just defended Richmond. Let's start with that. So we fought off the cavalry corps here, which attacked us and had their arses kicked basically by the Third Corps, which was moving back, the Department of North Carolina, and the Department of Richmond here. Just clicking everything. Anyway, so that's. Let's just see if we can find that Department of Richmond. Where the heck's that? So we've got some new guys coming into here. They're still 39 days away. That's ages away, isn't it? 56 for that artillery. But that's going to bring this force up to about 8,500, which is good. Now, problems we have, we've got the Federal 5th Corps out here on our western flank. So we do probably need to move somebody over there to take them on. We've got the 2nd Corps down here from the Army of the James, 20,000 men, which is definitely an issue, having those guys roaming around our rear. The Department of North Carolina with 12,500 men could maybe hold them off. I'm not sure. DHL's a decent commander. And they do have some good troops in here, including viewer units here. John Monash with his 6th RAR. We've got the British Volunteer Infantry as well, which is another viewer unit with the Enfield's Colquitt in charge. I mean, look at that guy's stats. So these guys could probably hold them off for a bit, but I mean, they only have one set of guns, we don't know what they have, and 20,000, 16 guns it says. 20,000 men is quite a lot more than 12,000, but we'll see. We'll see what happens there. There's Union troops down here as well, the 18th Corps. More troops down here at Port Royal, the 10th Corps, 7,500. So, like we've got to see. I mean, do we want to send Polk with 8,300 men against this 10th Corps? We could. That could be a fight worth having, maybe. And if we could kick their butts there, that would be an interesting thing, wouldn't it? They're not very well organised. Let's do a bit of organising. Charles Clark, I mean, he's a terrible commander, but I mean, we're not exactly spoiled for choice. That's a bit better. So we'll have a division in there with the cavalry brigade separate. Makes things a little bit more, a bit easier to control. So we could that could be one of our contingencies here. We could send Polk after the 10th Corps and hope they haven't got other troops down there. Can Polk win that fight? I'm sure he could. The next thing to do, of course, is to move D.H. Hill towards Petersburg, I think. It keeps him close enough. Let's do that straight away. It keeps him close enough to Richmond to be able to pull back there in case his 5th Corps swings around before our reinforcements come into the unit there. Into the Richmond unit. The 3rd Corps, under Hill, doing very well. Marching around and fighting as little as possible. We could move these guys back up to their position here at Fredericksburg Bridge. I considered then moving Longstreet west towards Charlottesville. It does spread us a little bit, but I feel like that's a good move, and they could take on the 5th Corps, with possibly the 2nd Corps coming in to help out, but they are low on ammunition, which is a bit of an issue here. However, we've recaptured our supply depot here after knocking this cavalry corps away, so hopefully that'll work itself out. We also got Stuart here with his cavalry, 5,700 men, so they are a handy force. We've got our Army of East Tennessee just sitting in a defensive posture. Now, this is where we need to make the real decision. Do we move up with these guys? Hood's division hasn't quite arrived yet. They are coming from the east. They're due soon. Not sure how long they're going to be, but hopefully not much longer. Got 4 more days. Okay, so once they're in place, I feel like an advance on Nashville would be the way to go. However, like I say, I think I'm going to recruit some guys into here. I'm going to recruit some dudes into here from draftees. So I'm going to recruit them straight into Beauregard's command. Let's do it. I don't usually recruit draftees at all, but I figure chances are we're going to lose that state, or at least chunks of it. So there we go. Let's get these guys in there. He's looking pretty swanky. Now the question is, how long does it take for draftees to arrive here? 23 days. Okay. Now we don't want too many drafts because obviously they are conscripts, and conscript troops are not really what you want in the grand scheme of things. Yeah, let's go for a kind of medium-sized draft unit of cavalry. Let's go for an olive green look here with some white pants. There we go. Oh, looking real smooth. Canty's a solid commander. I don't want him in charge of this unit. We're going to keep him for something else. Let's see if we can find a cavalry commander for this. Let's go with John Adams. There you go, sir. Bate is in charge of this other one. Do we want that? I mean, he's a solid commander. In fact, he's a really good commander, and he's a political general. Let's keep him in there. Let's go with 1 extra unit of guns. See, we're eroding the support here, which, you know, is understandable because you're drafting their men in, which they probably don't want. But I kind of feel like we've got to bring some troops in from somewhere. He looks like a fitting kind of guy to command that. He's got solid stats, but he's not famous or anything. So he's in charge of this battery. Right. Let's upgrade their weapons straight away, because I always forget to do that. Let's get them going with Springfield rifle muskets. We captured quite a few of them recently. We've got a few thousand Sharps carbines, but I'm not going to give them out to these guys. They're just going to stay as is. We'll give those Sharps out to somebody else. And the 6-pound field gun? No, I don't think so. Let's give these guys 12-pound Napoleons. Nice standard. Alright then, so let's have a look. Whoops. Morgan's brigade. These guys are going to be given the Sharps carbine, and puts those Enfield musketoons back into circulation as well. So they've got an excellent weapon now. And it means we can give out those Enfields to one of these brigades. No, it doesn't, because we haven't got quite enough. That's annoying. Whitfield's brigade in Van Dorn's force, they could get those. Yeah, let's do that. Let's give it to Whitfield's. That's an upgrade from the Merrill carbine, and it puts those Merrills back into circulation, so maybe we can give them out. Let's have a quick look how many we have before I start clicking around. 2,200. Excellent. So that means we should be able to equip another force. Let's have a look. Maybe down here. So we're looking at around Vicksburg here, where we've also done a lot of fighting. Claiborne's force is our main force here. Claiborne's corps. Hardy's corps is a decent size, 11,000 men. Oh no, that's not down there at all. What's going on here? It's not letting me click on any of these guys. Oh, there we go. Ah, yes, down here. So this is the Army of Mississippi's setup. So Bragg is in charge. I know lots of you guys don't like Bragg, and I don't like him either, but, you know, it's just the way it is. This is our only force down here in terms of cavalry, really. They're already quite well armed, actually, these guys. And a decent selection of guns as well. Reboard muskets, I don't think we need those. Let's get rid of them. Don't really have anything decent to give out to them. We've got some Enfields. Yeah, let's do that. Enfields, there you go. So, we are working on a counter-offensive here into Jackson. That's what these dudes are doing. They're coming up and hopefully going to take Jackson because we need this supply depot back. We really do. We've got Union troops all over the place, though. So that's movements down here. We're trying to recapture Jackson, Mississippi. We are capturing Corinth, which is a pretty big deal, to be honest. Forrest is there. And... oh, there they are. I just didn't even see them. The District of Arkansas. So those guys are going to march towards Corinth as well. Then we have to decide what to do with them. Do they come and link up with the Army of Tennessee? Which I think is probably most likely. Or do we keep them independent? Send them against Memphis, maybe? We'll see. But anyway, so there's a bit of recruitment done. We've brought in some draftees here. Let's get moving with this episode. I'm going to press play because I know it's probably not what everybody wants to watch. A little bit of recruiting and stuff like that. Just a quick look at this far west, the Trans-Mississippi. We've got a couple of brigades moving in here, but they are taking forever and a day. So let's press play and let's get going. What might happen is if we tap into a battle, I may cut this episode very, very short and schedule a live stream for the battle. I've really enjoyed doing live stream battles, so hopefully you guys will be into that as well. Oh, and there we go. Straight into it. Do we want to live stream this battle, or do we just fight it in this episode? You know what? I know it's a mega short episode, but I'm going to stop this here, and I'm going to do a live stream for this battle. So if you want to watch this battle, join me for the live stream, which will be at 1900, so 7 p.m. on Thursday. I'm going to say a Thursday coming. Let me just check what date that is. So Thursday the 6th at 1900, unless something changes, in which case I will make an announcement on Discord. If you're not on Discord, then do please follow Discord. I'll put a link in the pinned comment, or in the community tab, I'll put it here on YouTube. So join me for this battle. We're fighting again around Vicksburg, and I think it's going to be a good fight. I mean, we should hammer them, but the idea is, can we destroy them? That's the thing. So we're starting with the Department of the West in the field. The rest of the reinforcements are some way off, so fingers crossed that they'll arrive in time to help us out in this fight, because otherwise we are stuck with just the Department of the West, which is 6,000 men, which cannot defeat 17,100 unless there's some kind of miracle. But we shall see. Can we do it? Can Joe Johnston do this? I'm sure he can, but let's check it out. Who's Cadwallader C. Washburn? I don't know anything about that guy. If you do, stick it in the comments, let me know, educate me. But for now, that's it for this episode. I know it's a real quick one, but I love doing these battles as a live stream. I like to interact with you guys while that's going on. I feel like it's a lot more fun. It certainly is for me. I hope it is for you guys as well. So hopefully I will see you there for the live stream. And yeah, see you there. Have a great day, whatever you're doing. I'll catch you later.